I would now like to introduce Natalie Karayan, who is the co-founder and CEO of Propy Inc., which raised $15.5 million during its token sale. Natalia is an expert in token sales, ICO legislation, real estate sales, and on the token economy for physical assets. She's a frequent panelist and speaker at diverse blockchain and cryptocurrency events here in Silicon Valley and in Europe. And she's an award-winning and internationally recognized expert in real estate with a focus on cross-border real estate transactions and sustainability in real estate. She founded her first company at age 19. Natalia.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm the founder of Propy. This is a company that utilizes blockchain for real estate. But today we're going to talk about governmental adoption of blockchain with use case, real estate, and Propy. So I founded my first company when I was 19 years old, when I was studying software engineering. But very quickly, based in Europe, I transformed into a real estate developer. And this is when I realized that it's very important for economies to keep the real estate data secure so that foreign investors can invest in this particular country and influence the economy of this country. So the governments today are very worried how to legalize crypto payments, how to legalize ICOs. This is a process that is going on. We see many bans in the space. However, many of the countries are legalizing the blockchain technology itself. Vermont, Arizona, Nevada, they are producing blockchain-related bills so that we can see the blockchain adoption in the infrastructure of the governments. And today, there are governments like Dubai that are doing those blockchain initiatives, Singapore, Slovenia, Japan, and Propy is advising many of those countries to adopt blockchain technology for their land registry. So Propy is a global property marketplace with decentralized registry. Last year in September, we did our token sale, and one of the goals stated in our white paper is to develop decentralized title registry and to provide it for free to the governments. The real estate industry is huge. It's one of the largest asset class in the world, and we all own homes, or many of us own homes, so it's really valuable assets for many of us in this room. And we see the cross-border trading is also very active. However, people are normally very anxious to invest abroad. And for example, when I was developing real estate resorts in Europe, I saw that if the process is easy and if the government provides a streamlined process to secure the ownership of a property, then it impacts hugely the economy of this country. And we see Singapore and Dubai are heavily dependent on foreign direct investment. However, economies as US and European Union have very old, dated processes and rules in order to keep ownership records. So you see the process consists of many delays, many middlemen, and the land registry here has to record the ownership records either on papers so far, or if it's a digital registry, then they have to maintain a lot of backup servers, which is very expensive. Here in the US, in order to protect ownership data, there are more than 3,000 counties, and every county has its own database with its own standard, with many servers. So it's really expensive for the government to keep the records. So at Propy, we're providing 3 products. We're building a global listing platform transaction platform, and the title registry. The transaction platform is where we automate the real estate purchase process. We are like Amazon for real estate. And this transaction platform is not dependable on governmental adoption. We work with corporations so that they integrate this transaction platform in their system and streamline the purchase process. But the title registry is where we dedicated to provide the blockchain technology for government adoption. And it is based on the token economy that we introduced during the token sale. This is why we provide the technology for free to the governments, but then the citizens will have to pay Propy tokens from $1 to $10. It will be decided in a consensus mechanism which fee will be applicable in the future, and the government will be able to adopt this registry, which is entirely decentralized. So the mechanics we have developed so far is pretty simple. We accept both Bitcoin and fiat payment, and then every transaction is being recorded on unified distributed ledger with smart contracts. And then it's up to the government if they want to implement this registry to their system as backend. Today we have 2 agreements already with Ukraine and with Vermont, where we integrate the land registry to their system. So they are in process to migrate into the blockchain registry. However, we receive multiple inquiries from all over the world where people are willing to put their title deed on the ledger as a secondary proof of ownership, as a proof of existence, that their title registration will stay there forever. The stakeholders in our token economy are end users, which we incentivize for joining the platform. Also title miners. We are developing a title mining protocol that will allow us to gather information in a certain format, and then we're developing a consensus mechanism how we validate this title history, and then we can disrupt title insurance in the US and provide real-life ownership verification. Then the governments are being also incentivized by working with us and integrating the API so that, again, we can do property ownership in real time. As I mentioned, we have agreements already with Ukraine and Vermont, and we're working with 5 more governments right now, but these are the first transactions we did in those countries. And as you can see, in Ukraine case, there is a title deed ownership certification, which is in Ukraine, so probably you don't understand anything, but everyone in this room understands this red highlighted hash. So you can go on Ethereum network and verify when the deal happened and what steps they have been done. You cannot, though, relieve the sensitive information. We are building a hybrid solution for keeping the sensitive information for every deal. We're using IPFS4 documents that we collect for every deal. And in some countries, we even have to build nodes so within a certain borders to comply with the privacy laws. In Vermont, you can see also we have the hash of the smart contract. We are now recording the same systems here in California. So anybody in the US today can use Propy and have the hash of the blockchain on their title registry. It's a proof of existence. But in order to make real-time proof of ownership, then we need to have integration with each county. And at Propy, we did many things for the first time. First time, we transacted a real estate asset on blockchain. For the first time, in a couple of weeks, we're doing the first real estate auction on blockchain. For that matter, we had to implement a state channel so that we can accept bids real time and not delay because of Ethereum speed. But here I'd like to make a small explanations. We're using Ethereum network today. But we're experimenting with other blockchains so that in the future we understand and provide the best technology for the governments and make the transaction costs lower. Speed is not critical for real estate transactions, as you may feel, but when we're doing offerings or bidding or auction, this is where we also need to take care about the speed. So we're very happy to see many governments adopting blockchain in their land registries. And these are Dubai, Georgia, Ukraine, US, Sweden, and UK. Sweden, yesterday, I think they did the first transaction of real estate on blockchain. In UK, we are advising the land registry. We just got back from Japan, where also we aim to advise the government on adopting blockchain for the land registry. So things are moving really quick, and we are happy to build the technology so far and provide it for free to the governments. Our CRYPTOECONOMICS is based on Propy tokens, which we use to unlock smart contracts in transaction platform and in title registry. Then, as soon as we collect those Propy tokens, they are getting distributed. 2/3 are going to the network growth pool that are further going to governments or users to incentivize their activity in the platform. And 1/3 is going to the company pool to further fund the product. So this is the core business model for the token economy at Propy, for the transaction platform and for the title deed. And again, the network growth pool are going to the new users to join the platform, brokers, buyers, and to mine title deeds, title history. So as of today, I mentioned we did already several transactions and several pilots with Vermont and with Ukraine. But our ultimate goal is actually to make peer-to-peer transactions in real estate possible. We envision in the future, in 5–10 years, people to transact real estate between each other and governments only to provide rules for these transactions. And governments to collect data real time, which transaction happened and which user, which citizen they have to tax. This is how we feel that it will be very important for the governments to move forward. Today they are experiencing a lot of problems as fraud, corruption, and in order to make those economies stable, real estate is very important to be tradable, liquid, and very secure. So we've done a lot so far, but as you see, we have a lot to make this year. So this is our roadmap for till the end of the year. We are envisioning to build Blockchain Explorer, which will be the starting point of building the kind of Bloomberg terminal for real estate, where in real time you will be able to see which transactions are happening in which countries, what are the median prices of properties per square meter or per square foot, and the other things that we're working on very hard is to build open source advanced registry interface. So this is where we're inviting developers to help us to build those interfaces adaptable for different jurisdictions so that governments can record these deals entirely online and on blockchain. The next step for Propy, the next division, I would say, is tokenization of properties. So far we've been talking about selling properties as a whole unit, but of course tokenization provides us an extremely amazing opportunity to tokenize properties so that you can buy a property's fraction, and the token, which probably will be a security token, would represent a fraction of ownership or dividend of future rental income. Every such new token will be tied to the Propy title registry for verification, but we believe that the tokenization of real estate will further bring liquidity to the market as well as democratize real estate home ownership. So this is it from me, and if you have any questions, I'd love to get the questions and answer. Yes, please. Are you asking about the tokens and where it is available? I'm not sure if I understood the question because we need a microphone. But yeah, we'll get the microphone right now. Well, the token sale was made last September. And right now, the token Pro is available on Huobi, Bittrex, and Upbit. Is that your question? Oh, yeah, the number of tokens is fixed. It's 100 million tokens. We have sold 16 million of tokens, and we have 19 million of tokens unsold. So we're yet to define in September what we want to do with those unsold tokens. Then we have 35 million tokens in network growth pool, and 15 million tokens are in donation pool, which are meant to be distributed as grants to projects and to startups that will develop solutions that are applicable to what we're doing.
Right over here.
Hi, this is Naresh here. So, in fact, yesterday I also spent some time at your booth talking to Eva, and I feel that it's very exciting concept, and it has got very widespread kind of like usage, So I think beyond the real estate, it could also be extended to mortgage and insurance as well. So my question was that, have you also been thinking about extending this concept so that, the mortgage lenders and insurance companies can also use it?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for the question. So we're already working with title companies. In the transaction platform, title company can log into the system and execute and close the transaction with us, as well as send the title insurance. But we do believe that collecting data with a consensus-enabled mechanism on blockchain will help us to make those title insurance cheaper. And maybe we'll build it together with title companies, or title companies will be miners. So this is another way for them to earn money in this quickly developing world of crypto economy. And the other question regarding mortgages, I think it's crucial also to implement financing mechanism into the system, because as you know what have happened in 2008, because of the mortgages, the financial crisis has happened. So in order all the databases of lenders to be synchronized, it's important to have such transparency system to be based on blockchain. But we're envisioning to work with lenders maybe next year, so that first we focus on the governmental adoption and streamlining the cash purchase process, and then the next step would be lenders. Thank you.
Okay, we'll take one more question. Back here.
Hi. So I know very little about this, but my understanding is that BCT is already quite well positioned as a blockchain terminal that will be sort of the Bloomberg terminal for blockchain. Maybe that's false. Are you intending to compete with that or integrate with that offering that you were talking about in the fourth quarter?
Well, in terms of Bloomberg-like terminal for real estate, it's a very specific product, real estate. So we don't want to get into other assets. It's specific, it's very specific for real estate, so that you can actually see median prices of real estate. And you can see, hey, there are like 20 purchases are made today in Dubai and you're seeing them, or in Singapore. So we're very much focused on the real estate asset. But thank you for the question. Thank you, everyone. Please join our booth, Propy. We're here all day. This is the team here. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Thank you. Enjoy the day.